Hello, Matt. Glenn Jessam, President and CEO of Silver Tiger Metals. As we have told your audience in the past, district size 30,000 hectare precious metals, gold and silver project, mainly silver in Sonora, Mexico. We've had it since 2017 when I bought that public company to acquire it, and things could not be going better, Matt. We're very excited about this project.
Well, good to have you back on, Glenn. I think we spoke back in February, crikey, a long time ago. And then you immediately went and raised $23 million.
Well, I guess I owe that all to you, Matt. Thank you very much for having me on. No, it was fantastic. What I really like about that is I told our shareholders in September we'd raise 11 bought deal financing, top institutions on the planet for precious metals, and with a half warrant at 50, and that by the time I get back for the rest of the money, I'd spend what they gave us, and we would double our amount that we raised at, our value, and there'd be no warrant. And we raised that 23 million bought deal, 4 or 5 of the top institutions in the world at 60 cents. So we did what we said, but the mountain allowed us to do that just because of the way she delivered on the drill program we had going.
Yeah, absolutely. So since we've spoken, not only have you done that, but you've been drilling consistently. So was that the bulk of what the money was raised for? It was to get out and drill?
Well, absolutely. As you know, the beautiful part about this project is that we 100% own it. We own the middle 6,000 hectares of it. We bought them, the land rights also. There's no payments on this. So when we bring that money in, our G&A is minuscule. And basically it's drill. We told everybody the third drill would turn to the fourth drill. It is. And we told them the fourth drill will turn to the fifth, which it will very shortly. And then it'll be the sixth. And it's drill. We're on it now. In Mexico, we call it the team down there. And you know our team. When the guys say we're on it, that's a real good thing for me to hear. And they're on the Sui, they're on the Benjamin, and they're soon going to be on the sites Kelly. They're just delivering mineralization everywhere they drill. Wide, high-grade zones.
Well, that's the interesting thing about some of the releases that have come out here. It used to be high-grade veins, chasing those. That seems to be a slightly different language now. You're seeing a different type of mineralization there.
We've got tens of kilometers, 10 more than that. Of your countertop, high-grade quartz veins, half meter, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 kilos, beautiful stuff. Remember, Matt, the old timers, an old mine here, that's where we're drilling around. They only went to a shallow depth, and all they wanted was the countertop. They didn't drill. They just followed that. Anything in the hanging footwall, they just left it. The mine cutoff is 1.2 kilos. We're drilling stuff 10, 15 meters now of kilo, 800 grams, 750 grams. Silver equivalent. That was waste rock for them. That's the incredible part. We like that. Wide zones, super high grade silver.
So tell me this then, because you went and raised a big chunk of money, $23 million, okay? And sometimes that changes people's opinions about how they approach a project, right? So have you changed the way that you're coming at this?
The technical team really had not changed. The program is always the same for us. We build mines, Matt. And to build a mine, you need to drill off ounces, and then you do the economic reports. First one for us will be the PEA. So we're going to do a resource update in the new year. We're going to do a PEA next year. All of our drilling is not we got a press release. It's to think about how do we get those high-grade silver ounces delineated, and then how do we go get them out of the ground. You know our track record, 30 years in Mexico, 3 mines, big ones. We're mine builders. Invest with mine builders, it always will work out. It's just when you want to take your return. In the exploration phase or in the mine phase. That's what we're going to do here.
Right, okay. The other thing that's happened in the last couple of months is precious metals market has come off meaningfully, right? I think everyone's had a quick reset, retrenchment. You're no different. Again, does that affect the way that you are able to approach the market?
Absolutely not. We don't look month to month. We look years, 5 years, 10 years. Come on. Like, we've been through this so many times. $12 was good silver price. We made money. $26 silver? Boy, that's okay. The sentiment's out right now. But we don't care. We're just going to do what we do. It's going to do that. We're going to just do that. That's just the way it works. And you can't have a monthly plan here. You have to have year. That's us.
Okay. I get that the results that you've put out are great. I mean, they really are good grades here. But to put out a resource, you've got to have a target in mind. I mean, could you stop now? Could you go, do you know what? We've got enough. It'll excite the market. Let's go.
You shouldn't be asking me that question now, Matt. But since you have, look, I will say this. Our group in Mexico have built a lot of mines. We know when we have an economic deposit. Do we think we have an economic deposit here? Absolutely 100%. We're going to get to a certain point with ounces and with an economic study, which will come, PEA, that will go to pre-fees and then a build. That will all come. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and tell you when it's going to, but next year is going to be a very exciting year for the company, and the rest of this year is too. Rest assured, we think there's going to be a mine here. I'm not going to guarantee it, but we will.
Okay, so you're drilling for a resource.
Mm-hmm.
Last time we spoke, I mean, you hadn't even looked at the Sui vein, for instance. Are you seeing other targets or other concepts that you're also going to need to work on?
I think, can I jump in and share on Verify here?
Sure.
Let's just do that. Let me see if I can share the screen. I think it's important. It's just, a picture is worth, I can talk a lot, but a picture is can even put more words on the screen than me. I like to ramble on. Look, I think for any new viewers, let's see if we can get this share going first here. It's on the way, I think. Here we go. I think we should just talk about a little bit like where we are. We're in Sonora. We built mines, as you know. Our group have built mines in Chihuahua, in Sinaloa. Chihuahua and Durango. But right here, this is beautiful mining country. We're 100 kilometers from the U.S. border. Let's just look at what we have here. I think it's very important for any new viewers. We bought a public company in 2017 for $11 million. I delisted. As you know, I'm a securities lawyer, kind of my skill set, building public companies and acquiring other public companies when we see the assets we need. This was no different. We've done that for GoGold. We've done that for Silver Tiger. Bought this asset, 35 kilometers of the Sierra Madre, 30,000 hectares. I want to show your viewers something. This is where all our work's going on, right here in the center. These veins, though, Matt, that run through this, we're just scratching the surface. 30 kilometers. I want to show you this one. This is a beautiful, beautiful slide, I think, that sets the table for what I'm going to talk about. That's the land package. Look at that thing. We've only been there a little over 3 years. That middle area, that's 35 kilometers. That's 22 kilometers right there. I'm going to blow that up. You need to see this. Some people say we have a district. Oh, we have a district. I want you to hold here as we go to the next slide and I show you what we're really doing in drilling. I want you to hold this little area here where I'm going to draw around, kind of in we call it the mind's eye when we're playing golf. Hold that little 5-6 kilometer area in your mind's eye. That's what we're going to talk about. But we just haven't got here yet or here yet. This is all the same. These veins continue on each side of these 5 kilometers where all the work's being done. 10 kilometers north, high-grade gold and silver. We put all these little mines on the map. Pilares, big silver mine, same time the Tiger was there. We'll talk about the Tiger in a minute. Down going to the south, 12 kilometers, 10 kilometers. All the same El Tigre structure. These veins continue. We've been down here. 3 more mines we found. We've been in them. High-grade gold and silver. Look, they're going to be drilling on the Tiger. I'll be dead. You'll be dead, Matt. That's what my geologists tell me all the time. And they've built a lot of mines in Mexico over 30 years. This is a district, no question. And the last thing I'll say, we had to add to our land package a couple of years ago because when we got on the other side, this is the top of the mountain, we found the whole vein set had continued exactly like the Tiger on the other side. So we added that 6,000 hectares. Enough? Let's go look at this. And this is right here. It's real easy to see. There's that 5 kilometers. I just pulled it out of that map. That's where all the work is. And what you have to understand in looking at this first, the old El Tigre mine. That's the black of the old El Tigre mine. See it? The black there? That is where that's the only place they mined. As you can see, never touched, never touched. 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, it keeps on going. But right here, the old El Tigre mine, they took 100 million silver equivalent ounces at an average grade of over 2 kilos per ton. Imagine. They just wanted the super high grade. They left lots of that for us, and they left everything else for us. This is the Tiger vein in the middle. Kilometer and a half, they went to 450. These are the 2 veins where we are nailing it right now. That's the Sui. They only drifted there, cut 200-300 meters, only went down 150 meters, went home. Here, That's the Sites Kelly. That's the next one you're going to see results of. A kilometer they drifted on that one, but only to 150. And I think you remember here why they went home. It's important. Cheese pod just to the south, well, the same. 1930 came, Great Depression. Silver went to, cents from $1.30. And all these mines, these foreign-owned mines, so the American one, they closed, went home. They sat for 80, 90 years. We got our asset, and we're unlocking it. Incredible. We're going to talk about the drilling. 3 phases I want to talk about. You asked about this. Very, very, very important. What's happened since February? Well, we drilled that first hole, 202 discovery hole. I'll show you that, which told us just down dip underneath where the mining stopped. We then went up. This is really called the Benjamin. It's just the northern extension of the Sui vein. And now we're getting the first holes down dip under the Sites Kelly. And let's talk about that. What we have here, that's 3 kilometers of strike length. That's another kilometer right here. And you know some of the holes we drilled in the fall up here. Let's talk about first what we're seeing down here, incredible results. Then we're going to talk about what we're seeing on the northern Sui extension and kind of set the table for the first holes that are going to go down underneath here. Any questions there, Matt? Because I know I went on there, but I think people have to understand this is the guts of it, but just getting started in the first 5 kilometers. Go ahead. Anything you want to add?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I know you get excited about stuff like this, but
I do.
Yeah, you do. But the money you've raised, okay, I'm intrigued in the money you've raised and where that takes you to. Does it get you to a delivered PEA, for instance?
It definitely gets us drilling right through into next year, where I think we will be able to certainly deliver the resource estimate. I just think, I can't look to the end of the money because I really think the value we're going to create this fall, people are going to be coming to us at a way higher valuation to throw a lot more money at us. But so let's just talk about the 22 or 23 million I have in the bank. It gets me where I need to go. It's only more money only makes me go faster. Full stop. It gets me where I need to go.
Right. Okay. Look, and I see what you guys, and I know you work with Brad down at Go Gold, and you're a shareholder
Absolutely.
there, and he's a shareholder here. So and you've been in Mexico for 30 years. I get all that. You're mind builders. So you know how to approach this. Money allows you to do it quicker. Got it.
Right.
But given the nature of the precious metal market, it's come off. You've got to want that to come back. You've got to want your share price to come back. You want to raise money at higher prices. You're at 65 cents. Sort of when we spoke, you're at what are we at today? We're sort of 55-ish, right? So like everyone, you come off a bit, but you're not going to want to go out and raise money at 55 cents. You're not going to want to do it at 65 cents, right? So how does that affect your thinking about how you approach this? Because, like you said, you believe that you've got a district here. You believe that the grades are going to be good enough to deliver a lot of contained metal in the ground. But it's always that junior mining struggle between when you raise your money, what you do with it. Sometimes it's about biding your time. Sometimes it's about going full bore. So how do you play this thing if
you want to? I'll tell you my goal. I can't tell you I'm going to make it, but I think the mountain's going to allow me, like she did the last time. I raised at 30 cents with half warrant at 50. I told all my shareholders my goal was to raise the real money, the next big raise, at 60 cents with no warrant. I did that. My goal, I'll tell you, I can't guarantee it's going to happen. My goal is to double that value before I ever take another nickel. I think the mountain's going to allow me to do that in the fall or at some point. But let's not get caught in that. $23 million, 4 drill rigs going to 6, gets me to my resource estimate and gets me to my PEA. So I got all the cards right now, and I'll play them at the right time so that I maximize shareholder value for all of my shareholders, of which I'm the largest shareholder of this company. 2 or 3 of my own $1 million in here.
Okay, so that's the important bit here. Is for people who are in, you're going, we will play this the right way for you guys. We're not going to go and blow our money because the timing of the market says don't do that, right? So that's really important. And if and when, and 4 drills going should deliver results. But again, you've been around, Glenn. You see sometimes all of these drill results kind of blur and mangle into one, and people lose the picture that you're trying to paint, which is how do you create the value?
This is paint by number as far as what we're going to drill. We're not discovering right now, Matt. We discovered it. The old timers discovered it during the century. We're back now with modern technology, like a cheese pot said, and we're going to clean it up. And boy, in our experience, all of our mines have been under around the head frames of both Spanish or American mines. Full stop. That's just Mexico. There's no new discovery. But now we're on it, and I'm going to show you how we're on it. How simple it is for us to drill this. Everything, and I got to show you these.
Sure.
I'm just going to talk about what we're going to see now. That's 3 kilometers of the Sui. There's lots more of it, but that's what we're focusing on right now. I'm going to show you here on that where we drilled our first hole, and as we stepped out 1.5 kilometers almost. Now you're going to start seeing the first holes going north on that very soon. We walk on this mineralization. It's all there. You put the drill through it, and I'll show you what we're seeing. The same up here at daylights. We're going to just basically now, by Christmas, we're going to fill that in. We're then going to basically come over and get the first holes down under the Sites Kelly. Very excited to do that. There's so much to do, but we're focused on this right now. Those are high-grade silver ounces, and those are looking very economic. I say looking economic. You know, with the rules we have as a securities lawyer, I got to do my reports and tests, but we're very excited about what we're drilling so far. Let me show you a couple of the results. I want to show you some on the Sui. Then I'm going to show you some on the Benjamin, just so you kind of can see what we're drilling into here. This is not half meter of 2 kilos. We've got all that. But wait till you see the width around this thing very close to surface. Let's start here with, I think the one.
When you say close to surface, what are we talking about?
Well, look at this stuff. Look at what we're drilling here. You know, this was the down dip hole we went to put down underneath the first hole, the discovery hole in the Sui. When we say, okay, look at the Sui, and now I'm going to step out on these holes so people can see this in about a minute. But look at the width. We weren't quite deep enough. We didn't get under the mine worries here. But when you start drilling 120 meters from surface, 12 meters of 700 grams, 22 meters of 381. You step out 25 meters, you nail it again, and then you start getting the 3 meters of 2 kilos in the heart of it. Like, you can go through all these. These are all unverified. I could spend an hour on all these sections. But 9 meters of 700 grams, this is all extremely close surface. Remember, we also have all of the open pit in the El Tigre formation. We're not even talking about, we got 1 million ounces in the books at almost a gram that's just screaming to be taken out of the ground around the old mine, already drilled off at a 43-101, and most of that is indicated. But what we're seeing here, you step out 50 meters, look at some of this grade. You got to remember what happened here, Matt. The old timers wanted the countertop. That's all they took, half meter. Anything out in the footwall, hanging wall, they didn't drill. They just didn't care about it. We're seeing stuff out in this hanging wall and footwall. Let me show you some. Here's some of the stuff we start to see. Look at the grade in that thing. 1.6 meters, the wide widths. You're nailing the vein always. Meter and a half, 2 meters, 3 meters. This is all at the Sui. We're now out, and these are some of our newest holes. Here we are, almost 700-800 meters south of that first hole on the Sui, stepping out 25 meters at a time. And now we start picking up this unbelievable mineralization, not only in the footwall, with the vein intact in the middle, but look at some of that mineralization, 100 meters from surface, 4 meters of 700, 11 meters of 325, half meter of almost 5 kilos. Like, this is valuable ore, and in wide zones. These are some of our last holes. I think I do want to just take a little bit of time to start see as we step around here. We're seeing this really high grade material and wide in not only in the footwall but in the hanging wall. What happened here, Matt? All around these veins around that mine, the old timers took the quartz vein and they left multiple other super high grade veins on each side of it and down dip all the quartz for us still. It's an incredible area to drill. I do want to go back to the map for 1 minute and show you what those results I've seen so people can try to follow it. What I just did was, from that first hole, I stepped out sequentially 25, 50, 100 meters at a time, a kilometer, and they all hit. And you can go look at those unverified. I want to take you up to the Benjamin now, because we're now moving this way. You'll see those holes, never touched, never mind there. North, to hook up here. But we've drilled some holes up here around the Benjamin. And people are losing sight because they're Sui. Boy, don't lose sight of that Benjamin. There's the first hole we put in that. These are less than 100 meters from surface in this flat formation. First hole we put in this, 3 meters at 1.3 kilos. We start stepping out south. This is still the Suey vein called the Benjamin, the northern extension. And look at the stuff we start drilling into. This is 100 meters from surface, 8 meters of 500, 400, 2 meters of 1.43. Oops, let me go back to that for 1 second. As we step out here, the next hole, look at the width starting to come. Just incredible results. 14 meters of a half kilo, 5.6 of those meters of a kilo. This is valuable ore. It's real simple. This is not rocket science what we're going to do between now and Christmas. This is going to get filled in. That 3 kilometers.
So, okay, let's put it in numbers that people can understand, because you got the money. How many meters of drilling between now and end of the year?
We're banging at it. Do we get the full 100,000 meters in it? That's we need more drills to do that. But right now we're targeting. We've always told anyway. The first 75,100 meters, and most of it is going to be here and here. That's what you're going to see us focus on between now and Christmas. And I think that's going to turn out real well. And, we've got new discoveries up here. We've talked about those. The fifth, one of the drills will come back up there. We drilled some incredible stuff from surface up there. Those are our first results in January, February. This whole area, we're going to put hundreds of thousands of meters in that thing here in the next year and a half. But right now, there's the focus so everybody knows. Listen for the Suey. Listen for the Benjamin, which is the northern Suey, and the first results coming out on the Sites Kelly. That's 5 kilometers of strike length. Like, it's hard to say that on a map, but you want to appreciate what 5 kilometers of strike length is just on those 2 little blue lines I just drew.
Right. Okay. So again, I just want to make sure people can understand it or do comps in their head about, what's going on here. You've got 3 drills going to 4.
Four drills rigs are turning now. We have
4. You got 4. Okay. So is there a 5th coming?
5th one's on the way.
On the way. Okay, fantastic. So between now and Christmas, lots of assay results from you. Gives
absolutely
more of the same as what we hope for.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay, that's real simple. At which point, then in the new year, you've got a decision to make about when you time resource announcement, when you time PEA. Is that right? Simple as that?
I'm going to make it real simple for people too, because this is the map we've been using. We like to, these go in all our press releases so people can follow. We're going to have a long section pretty soon. So people are going to be able to come along and look at this whole area that we've now drilled and see those intercepts and see how far they are, see that high grade wide zones, and they can start seeing how it's filling in. This is not rocket science, Matt. I mean, everybody says, oh, it's complicated. It is, but once you get onto it, it's really just, let's put those holes every 50 meters, 100 meters. Let's take some deep shots down underneath so you can get some of that inferred resource. Let's get the first holes on this one over here so you can add in some inferred resource. Once you're on it, finding it's really hard. Once you're on it, it's, I don't want to say it's easy, but then it's just, you're just drilling the pattern and filling it in. And so far, think about this. We have consistent drill holes over 3 kilometers of this thing. Super high grade silver, wide zones of high grade silver. And look, this doesn't end. This is just where our work ended, Matt. I want to remind people, dream in Technicolor a bit. Don't think this hole down here that we drilled at the end of our program when we were doing the resource, another 600 or 700 meters step out, nothing in between. The vein continues. We just can't put it on there. We haven't mapped it yet. But look at that. 1.5 meters is 715 grams. One hole like that, real wildcat. This thing is just a big mineralized system. It needs one thing, drilling. We already have it. It's already been discovered. We should add ounces and move them to economics and build a mine. Kind of what we've done a few times in the past.
There you go, folks. Simple as that. Glenn, as ever, entertaining, passionate, and keeping it simple, which we like a lot. So I appreciate that. Stay in touch with us. Let us know how you get on with this drilling. Okay, I would hope for more of the same, but come on and talk to us about it. Okay.
We will definitely do that, Matt. I always really enjoy being on your show and having access, but just to see you, a true pro in the business, and thank you for everything and for the great interviews.